Okay, so this is just like a real quick thing I wanted to do. Something I've been thinking about. So within the past 5 years of my life, I've really have come to take an interest to comic collecting, and it's become like the big hobby of my life at the moment. Which is cool. I really enjoy it. But even before that, I've always loved the characters. That's kind of what prompted me to reach this conclusion. Ever since I was a kid, I've read comics. I've read trade paperbacks mainly, and I've always been obsessed with these characters. As you see in some of my other videos, I love talking about Spider-Man. I love talking about Batman. All these other characters, and I love these characters. I really, really do. It's just, comic collecting to me is kind of just chronicalizing the history of those characters. At least for me, that's how I see it. It's collecting the stories and the histories of these characters, in kind of in their purest form, and that's why I really enjoy it. My favorite character is Spider-Man, and collecting Spider-Man's history and his stories and watching how he's evolved over time. It's really exciting to me. But as I've been really collecting over these past few years, I've gotten more and more and more, and I've kind of become part of this comic community, this really big and humbling comic community. There's great collectors in this community that have like really amazing collections, and the thing is, though, that I'm starting to notice, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just maybe I'm in the wrong industry, I don't know, because the industry is evolving. A lot of the collectors I see, a lot of them, not all of them, I don't want, because you might not be this guy. If you're watching this and you collect comics, you might not be this guy, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying you're that guy, but I'm saying I see a lot of this guy, and this guy is the guy that collects comics for, flipping it, as they say. You buy it and you make a profit, you flip it. And that's cool. If that's what you do, that's awesome. That's awesome. And if you could successfully work the system to make it work in your favor, that's awesome. And you have to be kind of good at numbers and predicting, and, it's not an easy thing to do. The problem is that I look to talk to people who enjoy the hobby for the characters. Like I've been looking for that because I love having conversations about the characters and the stories and stuff like that. And I'm having a hard time finding that now. I'm not saying there aren't people that... I'm not saying the people like that aren't out there. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time finding those people. Most recently, I had got one of my biggest purchases was the first appearance of Venom. And, there's... Spider-Man is an expensive character. Spider-Man and Batman, they're like the most expensive characters, because, they're the most popular. And a lot of people have been talking, I've been telling people, I'm trying to get some of the Spider-Man key issues and stuff like that. And a lot of people are telling me, the best ways to make a profit and stuff like that. And granted, when you're dealing with things that are expensive, like comic collecting, that is something you have to keep in mind. You have to keep in mind, the best way you can find a deal, the best way you can break even. But when people talk to me, they talk to me almost in the sense of flipping it, how to make a profit in the long run. And, I get it, if you're one of these people that you keep this in mind, that's great, that's something you need to do. But I don't really care for that. I'm not collecting for the sake of selling it off in 10 years and hoping to double the value of what my collection as a whole is worth. I'm just collecting because I really love these characters, as I said before. It's strictly for the characters. So sometimes that makes me end up paying a little more than other collectors would. I'm good at finding deals. I'm really good at finding deals. And most of the time I do find deals, and most of the time I do kind of break even with, selling things. And, because sometimes I will sell books to get higher ticket books, sell lower books for higher tier books. And it does help me break even. But that's not for the sake of making money. In my case, it's for the sake of getting books because I love the characters in those books, and that's just me, but I feel like I can't find many people like that. Maybe I'm not looking in the right spots, but I'm on YouTube and I'm on Instagram, and there's comic communities in both places, and a lot of it are the same people, but I feel like the loudest people in the community are not my type of collectors. It's not the people who care about the characters. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not here to make money. I'm here to really kind of celebrate these characters that mean so much to us. And I don't see that. So maybe you're one of these people and I just can't find your channel, or maybe you don't make videos. Maybe you're just kind of there watching. But I don't know. Lately, I've just been thinking, maybe I'm in the wrong industry. Maybe I'm a dying breed. Maybe I know the comic industry has been evolving with how popular superheroes are becoming. Everyone wants to kind of cash in on this, but, maybe, I don't know. I really don't know. So, yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I don't really know what to make of all this. I'm gonna keep kind of browsing, and yet again, I'm still, compared to a lot of other people, I'm still a beginner in this industry. Even people collecting for 10 years, you could still consider them almost beginners. I mean, there have been people collecting for 20, 30, 40 years. So me being like a 5-year guy, I understand where I stand. I'm just saying, I don't know if I really mesh with this industry. I love the industry, I love the people. They're great people, very wise, very respected collectors, and stuff like that, and very knowledgeable people about the characters. But I don't know. I feel like the way I feel about these characters, I don't know. I don't look at it from like a selling standpoint personally, and maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. I really don't know. So if you are kind of where I'm at right now, feel free to let me know. But yeah, this has just been me kind of rambling about something I've been thinking about.